Hi, I welcome you to The Common Ground. My name is Arjun Malhotra and I am here to talk to you about mental health. I am not an expert on mental health though. I do know a person who is. Her name is Anuja Sathe. She is a clinical psychologist and a friend of mine. I had a video call with her to discuss mental health because it's a really important topic. So I'll switch over to the video call now. Hi Anuja,
Hi Arjun,
nice
how
to
are
have you
you?
here. I'm good, how are you?
Thank you. I'm good.
Okay, so I think you should first introduce yourself a bit. Apart from my introduction, you
Okay,
should also introduce yourself.
sure. So my name is Anuja Sathe and I am 23 years old. I have done my master's in clinical psychology recently and I am started working as counseling psychologist on my own. It has
So
been
you
a
have your
great
own
journey of
practice.
5 years. Yes, it has been
Okay.
a great journey of 5 years of learning psychology and practicing it. Today, Arjun has asked me to do a little bit introduction to mental health. 10th October, we had Mental Health Day. So, yeah,
Okay. So we are recording this video on 11th October. We should have done it yesterday, but we actually didn't get the time. So we're doing it today. So that was a good introduction, Anuja. Now I'll start with some general questions so that people can understand what the video is about and what the topic is all about. Because this is a topic
sure.
which people don't seem to get. Like they have their own ideas, but they are not actually in line with the real concepts of mental health. So, so let's hear it from you then. What exactly is mental health?
So, mental health, usually people link it to mental illness. They think that if you don't have mental illness, that means you have mental health. But actually, it's the complete state of psychological well being. It tells us how we act, how we feel, how we behave. It also helps us determine how we solve problems, how we cope with stress. Right? So, it's something like a very holistic or umbrella term. Mental health is something that is very important in every stage of life. It doesn't matter whether you are a child or an adult. Every time you age, there's something or the other that is changing in your life. A transition is just as important as any other thing in our life, right? So, to keep up with the transition, to feel satisfied and fulfilled at the end, you should have a good level of mental health. So mental health actually has range. The range depends totally up to you because you are the one who decides what is happening and how you are going to do anything. So it is totally up to you. So I can't say that you have a poor mental health or a good mental health. Only that is determined by the patient or the client.
Okay,
So
so
mental health,
how? Go ahead.
yeah. So mental health is something that is how we make choices, how we relate to others, right? So it's not something that you can compare to another person. I can't say that my mental health is better than yours or yours is better than mine. It's something very subjective.
Okay, so just like physical health, mental health is also a spectrum or a range. But in physical health, we actually tend to judge people by their external parameters, and even that is a wrong approach because even
Yes,
physical health depends on a lot of parameters which are inside the body. So, in the same way, you are saying that mental health is also a combination of many factors which you can't
yes,
exactly
yes.
see on the outside.
Yes, exactly. Physical health is not just about how fat you are or how thin you are or how many muscles or six packs you have. It's also about your metabolism, your bodily processes. Similarly, mental health is not just what is outside. If I look happy, if I look, to be working at my best, it doesn't mean that my mental health is good. It has a lot of different other factors. Mental health can be good in one area also and worse in another area also. So just like physical fitness, it's on a spectrum and it
Okay.
will be decided by you only.
Okay, so I do know a thing or two about metabolism. Been struggling with it my whole life, but okay, let's not digress there. So the next question that would pop into someone's mind would be, why should I, as an individual, be concerned about mental health? Why should this topic matter to me?
Okay, so like I said, as an individual, your mental health is your own. It's such a subjective matter that nobody else can pinpoint or nobody else can tell you whether you're doing something wrong or right. And it's a part of your overall health. Just like you have to take care of your physical health, you have to take care of your mental health also. Mental health determines how we take our actions, how we think, what our thoughts are, how we cope up with our feelings. So, as a person, as an individual, it's very important to have a control over your life. As soon as you lose control, you start feeling dissatisfied, you start having failures in life, you are not able to cope up with any of the problems that you have. So to have a steady and a good life, you need to have a good mental health. And that is why it should be a very important matter to you.
Okay, that makes perfect sense to me. So let's say I have a normal life, nothing out of the ordinary. However, I do feel a sense of dissatisfaction at times. So is this a sign of bad mental health? And how do I decide if this is bad mental health or just simply life? If this is simply life and I need to deal with it.
So not everything in psychology or mental health is black and white, right? So the most important factor here to see is whatever problem that you are facing, what is its duration and what is its intensity. How long have you been suffering from and how hard it is for you to cope up with it. That will determine whether it's bad mental health or good mental health. Like I said, it's very subjective. For me, being in a very sad state for 5 days is too much, but for another person, it might not be so. So maybe they have a better mental health than me. So it's very much dependent on how you portray or articulate your problem. Sense of dissatisfaction can happen for many reasons. It's not just because you have a bad mental health. In our life, we'll feel dissatisfied at every moment because life is all about struggling and striving to achieve your goals. And the overall in the whole journey, you will have the time where you feel dissatisfied, right? So it's not just life, it's not just mental health, it's combination of both. And how you articulate your problem will decide whether it's a case of bad mental health or not.
Okay, so the most concise idea that I'm getting from your answer is that I need to see the relative duration of my problems. So, for example, I might have had a problem for 1 or 2 days uh, before, like in the past, but now I've been having problems for about 10 to 15 days. Then I would know that maybe something is up. Some bigger problem is there that I'm not being able to address.
Yeah. And it also will come into the other parts of life. If suppose I'm having work problems, I can directly assume that when it starts affecting my personal relationship, maybe it's going too far, right? So when the dissatisfaction or the problem seeps into the other areas of life, you can effectively say that yes, something else happening, that something is getting out of your control.
Okay.
So then you can say that yes, that dissatisfaction is bad mental health problem.
Okay. So let's say I have now determined for sure that my mental health is bad. So what are the different ways for me to improve it? Like, what should I start with at the very least? What can I do to improve my mental health?
Okay, so you have you're clear that your mental health is bad right now, right?
Yes.
Assuming it has not reached to a point where a lot of dysfunction is happening in your life. If by dysfunction I mean that you're not able to eat, sleep, or work properly. Before that stage, you can try to do a lot of things for your own self. First is to identify what the problem is. Or even before that, I will suggest you to articulate your current feelings. What are you feeling right now? How do you think that events are going to happen? How does the future look to you? You first articulate that in your own head. Then you start identifying the problem. Where is the problem coming from? What are the sources? Is it my work thing? Am I not doing enough at my workplace? Am I having some problem in my relationships? That's why it's affecting me right now? Or are there multiple sources? Once you do that, then you will be able to proceed to find any kind of solution. I usually suggest my friends or my clients to write a journal. Day by day, how you feel. It should have 3 points. What you feel right now, how does the future look to you, and what is the possible source of your problem. And once you go back and read that up again, then you start thinking, then you start brainstorming on your own. And that may possibly give you solutions. Now, if you have reached a point where it's causing you a lot of dysfunction, then another step can be taken is to seek out a professional help. Even the dysfunction has its own levels. Can you cope up with dysfunction? Are you trying to do that? If it's working for you, then well and good. If it's not working for you, then a professional help will be very useful to you.
Okay. So this question then becomes really important because professional help, as we know, is not cheap. Especially in India, it's not really cheap here. So a person really needs to know what the threshold is that when he needs to spend money to improve his mental health. So there are something that we can do on our own, but at some point, when do we realize that okay, it's now getting out of my hand and I can't deal with it anymore by myself? So
So when do you realize that is, like I said, the dysfunction arises. Like in many of the disorder cases, their disorder has been diagnosed. A level comes where they are not able to do their daily routines. They are not able to eat on their own, sleep on their own, or are they maybe they're lying in the bed all day. They don't feel like doing anything, right? Or sometimes they get out of touch with reality. They start thinking like their life is not their own. So these kind of dysfunctionality in extremes come, and then you definitely need some help, right? But even before that, if you're not able to cope up with the problems that are coming in your life for quite some time, right? Then you should go and seek help. And
okay,
the fact that you said that it's not cheap in India. Currently, we don't have many psychologists in India. It's like for every 20,000 people, there is one psychologist. So
okay,
that also puts burden on the profession also. So because of that, it's not that cheap. But if you do find good services, I will ask you to invest in it.
okay. So it's like an investment. It's not. It should not be thought of as something like wasting money. It's an investment in yourself, in your own growth, in your own progress.
Like when you go and take a membership of a gym, it's like 6,000, 7,000 per month, right? You do it
Yes.
not because you think that it's, wastage of your money. You are investing in it. You will pay them, they will have a workout with you, you will see some changes. Similarly, over here, it's also the same. You will pay the professional, he will work with you, and you will see some changes.
Okay. So we have reached the end of part 1. The subsequent parts will be a lot more interesting. We'll discuss a variety of topics that we have not discussed here, and those topics will be much more interesting than the ones that we discussed in this part. So like this video and subscribe to the channel to see the remaining parts and a lot more content that you can find on my channel. Thank you.